Hey guys, ArchAngel Manga here, and as you can probably guess by the title of the video, I don't usually do these videos. I don't really like doing these videos. I prefer to just kind of keep my channel clean, but I'm not the kind of person who stays tight-lipped, about things like this. And I just wanted to kind of address, what he talks about in the video. Obviously, the main topic of the video being a big thank you to the Scanlators. Now, before I kind of get into the video and just kind of lay down my own thoughts on it, I just want to basically say this isn't a video exposing anybody. Personally, I'm not subscribed to Tekking101. He seems like a really nice guy. His videos look genuinely fun to watch. I can see he's a big Bleach fan. No problem with that at all. So if you can just keep this civil, these are basically just my opinions. I'm not ranting on him as an individual, but I'm just civilly and maturely disagreeing with his thoughts. So basically, he made a video called A Tribute to the Scanlators. I'll post that in the description below. Basically, the whole video is basically thanking Scanlators for making readily available illegal scans, essentially. Now, I know the whole debate between scanlation is legally in the grey area. Some see it as not necessarily illegal, but not also not legal. There is a real grey area surrounding it, and there have been multiple unsuccessful attempts to crack down on online piracy of manga and anime as well. But those attempts haven't bore any fruit, I guess, is the way to put it. So basically, me and Bob here, say hello to Bob. We just want to talk about our thoughts and basically just give reactions to some of the things that Tekking101 talked about in the video. So he basically opens up saying that manga is it's readily available to be read at any time, and you can go out and buy the original the official source material as and when it comes out, but he basically kind of vetoes that by saying, but why would you do that when there's thousands and thousands of manga readily available on streaming sites, illegal streaming sites, for free and at your complete viewing leisure, any time of day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I think specifically what it says, because I have got the video here, because I don't want to, I'm going to be paraphrasing a lot of this. I'm not going to be saying direct quotes, but I don't want to twist his words or anything like that. As these are purely his opinions. He's fully within his right to to disclose those opinions. But yeah, what he said was those options, those legal options kind of fall by the wayside when you've got the legal. I don't think she agrees with it either. Shh, just shut up. But yeah, those options kind of fall by the wayside when you can quickly access manga for free on, like, I don't know, Manga Stream, Manga Panda, Manga Fox, whatever you use. So yeah, basically, there wasn't really much content in the video. He was basically just talking about how grateful he is to Scanlators and how how they grow to great lengths in order to bring us the material that either isn't translated into English or is not yet due to be translated into English, or material that we just get a lot faster than we do through official means, a lot faster than what even the for example, chapters, weekly chapters, we get them before Japan does. We get them like 3 or 4 days before it's actually officially sold in say for example Weekly Shonen Jump or Shonen Sunday or whatever. I don't agree with any of this. I'm not going to be a hypocrite and say that I've never used scans myself. When I got into when manga and anime really became a serious hobby for me, that's when I started to really crack down. So I'm not going to say that anybody who reads scans, is a hypocrite or shouldn't be doing what they're doing, because I'm not the moral police here. I'm not here to tell people what to do and what not to do. I just want to kind of discuss it because I just feel like it's something that needs to be addressed, because I am quite hardline about these kind of things now. You know, I do actively like to support the industry and know that, you know, my financial investments in the medium are helping support, you know, UK or US distributors and official translators of these series. Because the thing is that there is just no there's no appreciation from what I see of the general community for official translators, should I say, you know, who work you know, for Viz or Vertical or Dark Horse, who go to extensive lengths to quality check the work before it's, you know, officially published in English, to write extensive notes for, you know, like say for example a seinen manga that might, you know, have heavy references to Japanese culture that from a layman's or Western person's perspective we won't really understand, and, you know, put like basically pages and pages and pages worth of notes to you know, help us, the reader, understand. Whereas in scanlation, you know, in scanlated material, you just don't find this. You maybe, like for example, on like a scanlator site where they do, you know, they do aim for quality over quantity, or, you know, speed. Like for example, Manga Stream, where I can say, you know, that the translations are actually very good. You know, they do put notes, things like that. But for example, something like Manga Panda, who just, you know, really care about, you know, getting the you know, the chapters up as quickly as possible. You know, you find so many grammatical errors. You know, it's hardly legible. Whoever translated it, clearly English isn't their first language, or a language that, you know, they can translate or speak or, you know, I don't want to say speak or read or write very well. And one thing's argument towards this, because I've already addressed this in like comment sections and, you know, on just, you know, elsewhere. I even made my last video, my last Sunday archive, briefly address this, and what people were arguing towards it is that the scanlators themselves don't actually get any financial aid from this. They don't get any profit from this. It's actually the hosting sites that do, and basically the hosting sites are taking it off of the scanlators. But, you know, as far as I'm concerned, that they're two sides of the same coin. They, whether or not, you know, whether or not, you know, scanlators do profit from this financially is not really neither here nor there for me, because I guess you could say you know, a vast majority of the community doesn't really understand the ins and outs of it. They just see, oh right, it's free, you know, I'll read this, it's fine. So I see videos like this attributed to scanlators as basically advocating online piracy of manga and anime, which I kind of take personally because it's one of my primary hobbies. And, you know, I really feel that if you truly consider yourself a fan, then you do want to financially invest in that. Emotionally, you know, basically make it become an extension of yourself. If you're just, you know, kind of like an arbitrary fan, you know, it's just kind of those things that, you know, kind of come and go to, then I can understand. I'm not saying I agree or condone it, but I can understand that you wouldn't want to financially invest in something that is not something you're too interested in. But people who consider themselves like super fans, you know, been reading manga and watching anime for years, you know, they're basically a professor on the subject, but I've never spent a penny on it. That's kind of where my problem lies. So, you know, I don't like seeing videos that basically advocate online piracy. I understand the arguments that come towards it, like, oh, you know, it's not available in my country, I can't afford it, you know, it's expensive, or in some other cases, who go more into the nitty gritty of it, who more understand Scanlator and, you know, the scanlation, I'm sorry, the basically the world behind it. You know, the argument basically surrounding that the scanlators themselves and people who translate it don't actually financially get any money from it, and it's the hosting sites. You know, I understand those arguments, but at the end of the day, there are always avenues to explore to try and, you know, source the material legally. You know, no matter what country you are in. If, for example, the book depository, free worldwide shipping to anywhere, free worldwide shipping. So, you know, importing isn't really a problem. I can't really say for 100%. You know, I'm not saying that, you know, that's a fact, because none of what I'm saying is fact. I just want to put that out there. But free worldwide shipping, man. Come on, just one volume, two. You know, scanlation really shouldn't be your first avenue to explore. I mean, I understand people use it to kind of test out a series, to, you know, trial it, to see if they'll actually enjoy it, and then maybe pick up a volume or two, or start collecting the series once they actually start getting hooked. You know, maybe read a few chapters. I understand that. I used to do the same thing. You know, I put my hands up, I admit, I'm a criminal. But I don't read Scanlation now. I don't read One Piece weekly. I don't read things weekly. I don't go and actively seek out you know, series that are on Manga Panda. If I want to buy them, if I want to buy a series, or I want to try and get into a series, I'll watch a review. I'll read a review. I'll, you know, maybe pick up one volume if I'm, you know, that interested in it. I'll maybe pick up a volume to trial it that way, buy a volume. But there are free ways to try and discover new series without, you know, sourcing it illegally. I mean, it's just disappointing, and I see so many people praising, you know, hosting sites and Scanlators and, you know, fan subbers like the you know, like the gods, like they're running the industry, and it just, you know, I'm rapidly losing faith in this community. I'm going to be honest. I won't ever stop making videos, but I can really see myself kind of retreating and taking a backseat in this community in terms of how I interact, you know, and kind of, you know, because I watch a lot of videos on YouTube. I'm subscribed to a lot of people, and I regularly, on a regular basis, watch people's videos. And a lot of the people who I watch are quite small channels, like myself, smaller even. Some of the subscribers, some of the people who I'm subscribed to, have, you know, little over 100 subscribers, and I genuinely enjoy their material. It's not really about, you know, how many subscribers you've got, but I suppose that's another topic. But yeah, I just, to kind of summarize, I know I wanted to make this video longer, but, you know, I didn't really want to drag it out, because it's not a video, it's not a personal attack on an individual. It's just an ongoing problem that I see in the community, and yet again, I just feel I need to address it, because I've made a video like this before where I addressed Scanlators and it was like 25 minutes long. I really don't want to do that again. This video might be, you know, in the same vein as that in terms of length, I don't know. But I just disagree with it. I don't like Scanlation. I don't like the advocacy of it. I don't like how people see that as a primary avenue or their only real method of you know, being able to access that material. I see a lot of people being very whimsical and mentally. I don't want to say mentally. You know, I don't want to offend anybody, but people lack effort to try and explore other avenues. And I'm not saying that's everyone, but you know, a large portion of the community does. And I just don't think it's ever going to be fixed. You know, Scanlation will always be a thing. It will never be cracked down on. Piracy reigns supreme, and it feels like it always will in any industry. And I suppose, like, in terms of music and movies, it's easier to crack down on it because it's so mainstream, it's so popular. But in terms of manga and anime, it is really niche. I mean, I addressed this in another archive video where I was talking about, is manga and anime niche, and I could argue that it wasn't, but in the bigger scheme of things, it still quite is in the Western market, and it needs your money. Essentially, you know, that really comes down to it. If people still want to have material published in the West on a regular basis, you know, I mean, there's a vast number of titles available from multiple publishers who publish in the West, but that's slowly declining. I mean, I don't have exact figures. It's not something I really research. It's probably something I should look into, but I mean, I don't want to say the community is dying or the industry is dying, but arguably it is. And, you know, who would be at fault there? You know, people who essentially don't go out and buy the material. I just think if you really consider yourself a true fan, I'm not saying don't stop reading Scanlations, but just at least invest something. You know, put something back into it. Give a little bit back. You know, I'm just disappointed, really disappointed, and. You know, I know there's other people in the community who you know, felt the same. I'm not going to name any names, but there's one of my friends on YouTube who's been subscribed to for a very long time. Sees him as one of his main source of inspiration, and he saw this video and was just really disheartened by it. And I mean, if I were one of my favorite YouTubers, you know, if one of my favorite YouTubers made a video like this, I'd feel a bit soul crushed as well. So that's really all I have to say. I haven't really, to be honest, I haven't really collated any thoughts on this. I've watched the video maybe about twice. I've watched the video here. I watched the intro. I couldn't really watch any more of it because I know the content. I know what content's in it already, and I'm just gonna leave my thoughts there. Guys, just post your comments in the section below. Obviously, I'm aware that people will probably disagree with me a lot on this. I'm really not bothered about a backlash. I guess a lot of people who are subscribed to me already know who I am, know what kind of person I am, and subscribe to me for that reason. But if you feel, if you want to share this around, I'm very open to criticism, constructive. If anybody just comes on bashing saying, "Oh, you're an effing blah 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 blah," then you'll be swiftly ignored. But criticize me. I'm fine. I'm very open about that. But if you agree with me, I like to discuss it. And if Tekking101 watches this video too, then he's free to to reply or discuss it or ignore it. It's completely up to him. Like I said, I don't have anything personally against him. Seems like a nice guy. I don't really see any drama surrounding him. But I just don't agree with those views in that one particular video. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it there.